FTX Crypto Cup, Magnus winning Pragnanda second. But one of the big moments of the tournament was, of course, the interview of Hans Niemann. Yeah, the chess speaks for itself moment. We were watching it. We were here. We were laughing our butts off. But then he went on and lost all his matches. Like, what?
Well, I guess
how do you see that moment?
I guess the chess spoke for itself. No, I mean, I think Hans is great. He's really entertaining. He has a fun personality. He has a lot of charisma. The thing is, like, from experience, after you win one game, that's not the moment to like start saying
situation.
Stuff. Yeah, in a match situation,
Yeah.
you at least wait until the match is over. And the comment itself is great. I mean, the meme will live forever.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been better for him if he had actually won that match rather than losing the next 3 games against Magnus. You could say like this is a thing that you should, wait until after you win the match to say, because it looks a bit funny if you say it and then you don't win the match. And he could have suspected that it's not going to be so easy to walk all over Magnus just because he wins the first game, right? Especially in these matches, I think like comebacks are so likely, so commonplace. But still, it's a great meme. He's going to have to deal with a lot of trolling now, for sure, especially considering that the other matches didn't exactly go in his favor either.
I love it. Now, do you think he actually prepared this beforehand? Do you think he plotted at night before the event started? Okay, what's a good one-liner I can throw in if I beat Magnus?
I think he definitely had it planned. But I think he probably had it planned for if he wins a match. But then he got ahead of himself. He got a bit overexcited. He came in with that too early. It happens. But yeah, it's still a great line. But yeah, this was definitely something he had planned. And also the walk-off camera, ignoring the reporter's question. And the guy's like, Hans, please answer me.
Don't go. No, that was just insane. I mean, I was laughing my ass off, and we were here enjoying the moment. Now, the problem with that, as you mentioned, is that if you don't win, you have to deal with the trolls. But the flip side of the coin is that I do feel like you have to take some risks occasionally, and you just have to, even if it doesn't go your way, you still have the one-liner that's going to live forever, and nobody else is going to be able to steal that from you. You can still sell 1 million shirts with chess speaks for itself. I'm sure everybody, you will have a good game at the Singfield Cup, let's say, and you're going to be like, yeah, the chess.
You always have a few good games here and there.
The chess speaks for itself.
But I think this is like, so we saw Mike Tyson recently, right? And his old interviews.
Yeah.
And like he gave the greatest interviews, but he was also the greatest champion.
Yeah.
And it has a very different impact when you say some crazy stuff, like I got tiger's blood and I'm the greatest, and there's nobody as vicious and ferocious as me.
Right.
And it has a different impact when you actually prove it, rather than when you're just saying it and hoping that the results follow up. So I think it's great to say that, especially if you have the confidence to back it up, and you take a risk on that, But history judges these things.
Absolutely, no. And I think the next few tournaments are going to be crucial for him, just because if he manages to pull together and, let's say, string a couple of good tournaments, get over 2,700 and kind of confirm the fact, because the guy was like 2450 2 years ago.
Yeah.
His rise was just simply ridiculous, and now he's close to 2,700, one of the most hyped up players, right? If he manages to confirm that, I feel, it's going to speak for itself, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has, with confidence, and I think he has passion for the game, he's gotten pretty far. He's made a lot of improvements. I don't know if I would bet on him becoming a future world champion. I would more likely bet on him being one of those sporadically very successful players who's a bit uneven, which is also you can get far with that too. You don't have to have complete consistency to make a great chess career, but that, and we'll see that he's still really young. He doesn't look it, but he's 19. That's so young. That's the start of your career. I mean, nobody really has big successes before that age. When I was 19, I won a tournament here and there, but nothing really major. Even when Magnus was 19 and he was, one of the best in the world. Yeah, he had won a few tournaments, but major successes, they come a bit later into your early or mid 20s.
Yeah, and he definitely needs to be able to shrug this, let's say, bad event off, right? You said the one-liner, but unfortunately for you, you lost all your matches after that. That must take a toll on you, right? And you have to be able to shrug it off. But the way I don't know Hans as well, but from what I know about him, and I met him a couple of times, from what I've seen, I think he is quite strong mentally in that regard. So I'm definitely looking forward to see him at the US Champs. I think that's the next big one. That's going to be in October. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about that as well.
And that's one where you give interviews after every game.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
there will be a lot of fruitful opportunities there.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's an exciting one. And yeah, we'll leave it at that because we'll be back next week. This is going to be a weekly podcast, or at least that's the plan for the moment right now. What's coming up for you right now? What tournaments do you have?
Well, the St. Louis Rapid and Blitz starts pretty soon. I'm also thinking about trying to qualify for this Chess 960 World Championship. There's a lot of online qualifiers. I have like my reservations with those because a lot of money is on the line, and I don't know how much you can like weed out potential unfair play. So I definitely have my reservations about playing a huge online qualifier with everyone playing with a lot of money on the line, a big qualification spot for 450 grand in prizes in the final 8 players. I'm a bit worried, but I still might give it a shot.
We'll leave it at that. That was a lot of fun. We'll be back next week with the second episode of Chess Podcast. Until next time.